As a current teacher, I have noticed that every new year seems to produce more students who have a hard time completing even basic mathematical skills. These students seem to struggle more with acquiring these skills the older that they get. The 5th and 6th grades are usually perceived as threshold years between elementary and junior high, and even high school years. These years are crucial in solidifying basic mathematical concepts before delving into ratios, algebra, calculus, and so on. Imagine being in these advanced classes and still counting on your fingers or looking at a chart to figure out multiplication. As educators, we need to do something to help these students now. This study is being conducted to help teachers who are either currently teaching or will soon be to better understand the benefits and potential problems of incorporating more technology into the elementary mathematics classroom. To provide more evidence, one way or the other, whether technology integration does help with attitude and mathematical skills acquisition. Teachers are at the heart of both the problem and the solution to better reaching students in the classroom. Studies have been conducted to show the value of technology in the classroom in both the areas of skill acquisition and perception of mathematics. In fact, math is so important that many studies have been conducted with that subject in mind, adding to the necessity of continuing to find new ways of teaching it. The effects of an online math program that is already in compliance with both state and district standards has not yet been considered for either of the areas of skills acquisition or perception of mathematics.
Research questions. How will the integration of technology through an online math program in a 5th grade classroom affect student attitude towards mathematics? How will the integration of technology through an online math program affect the skill acquisition of mathematics? And to what extent will the integration of technology affect 5th graders in the acquisition of mathematical skills?
Teaching mathematics using technology has become more than just an idea. The idea has so much merit that it has become practice with continued research. Teaching with technology has reached every student and teacher of every age and skill area around the globe. Who knew studies were being conducted in countries such as Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and Kenya, as well as the United States? This study will be conducted through mixed methods research, participatory action research, survey, as well as correlation research methods. The participatory action research aims to help and empower groups of people and perhaps bring about social change in the expectations of the individuals of that group, while the survey method focuses more on attitudes and how people perceive a certain thing. The correlation method hopes to find a correlation between two or more variables. Over the course of 2 months, this study will identify if there is a correlation between an online math program and attitude towards mathematics. It will also determine if there is a correlation between the program and math skills acquisition. 2 classes are used in the same small rural school. These classes have the same teacher. One will be a control group where traditional teaching styles are used, and the second class will use Chromebooks and the online math program PearsonRealize.com instead of worksheets or workbooks. The study will compare data from curriculum unit tests, pre and post tests of each unit during the study, as well as monthly STAR tests. In addition to this data, students will complete a Likert-scaled survey, which gives data on the perceptions of mathematics as well as the online program itself. Participants include 28 5th graders in each the control group and the experimental group. This includes all the 5th grade students in this small rural school district. The 2 classes are very similar regarding males versus females, socioeconomical variability, ethnicity identification, and high to low star score ratios. All students have previous experience with technology and using technology at school. Results of this study may provide evidence of a correlation between online math programs and increased perception, along with skill acquisition of mathematics throughout the 4th through 6th grades. Information that helps teachers and students benefits everyone, no matter the age or nationality. Data will be collected from 3 different sources to gauge the correlation between online math integration and student thinking and achievement. Pre- and post tests are curriculum-based and STAR tests that are required monthly at this particular school. A Likert-scaled survey for parents will be created to gather perceptional data about mathematics and the online math program, while an open-ended survey will be created for students. Students and parents will be surveyed before, during, and at the end of the study. Students' surveys are open-ended to increase the ability for students to answer more freely. Observations will be taken during class by the classroom teacher and other teacher observers. Surveys and observations will be valid in obtaining information to answer the questions about parents and students. STAR tests are an online test used to obtain comparative data and required monthly at our school. The validity and reliability are constantly reviewed and sustained by Renaissance Learning Incorporated. The Likert scale helps to create reliability in surveys. The open-ended surveys are hard to test for reliability, but observations are hard to test because there is no way of knowing what information will be gathered. Curriculum-based assessments are a reliable way of gathering accurate data.
Using measures of central tendency will allow me to show averages, so trends in achievement are easier to identify. Measures of variability will allow me to show inaccuracies in the data and even identify individuals who may be showing opposing trends to those of my hypothesis. Measures of relationship are essential to my study, as I want to see if there is a correlation between an online math program and the perceptions of and skills acquisitions of mathematics. More specifically, a multivariate correlation test, because Mertler states, quote, "The correlation between 2 variables is often found to be affected by a 3rd variable," end quote. To make this all easier for my audience, I want to show the information in a histogram that shows comparison, either a bar chart or a line graph. The last test that I will use is that of group differences. Mertler makes a strong argument for my research method when he states, quote, "The primary purpose is to determine a cause or relationship between independent and dependent variables," end quote. The limitations of this study include, but are not restricted to, the fact that this study would be done in one school district. The number of available students would fluctuate. There is no guarantee from year to year that classes would be the same size or so closely related on multiple levels such as gender or socioeconomical status. This could result in different results for the study from year to year. It has also only been considered for one researcher and primarily one observer and data analysis. Having only one person involved throughout the entire study may lead to extreme bias reflecting in the study. Recommendations for future study. Looking back, I would suggest that we gather more information from different grades and for a longer period. I would also like to see more people involved in the process and data analysis. I would also like to see if there is a difference in the results of the study between the online math program I use and others that are available. Doesn't matter which program is used, or just that one is used.
In the end, technology is here to stay. Educators need to reach their students on a platform they are familiar with, and today, that is with technology. Educators need to be uplifted and empowered. When they are more likely to try new things and find new success. This study would look at all of the 5th grade students in a single school district. These students would be split into 2 groups, a control group and an experimental group. The control group would continue with more familiar and traditional teaching methods, whereas the experimental group would slowly integrate more and more technology into their math class. It is expected that the study would show an increase in student achievement and perception towards mathematics. It is also expected to show that technology is not a magical solution. Educators still need to be good at what they do and receive continual training. Technology will not and cannot replace a good teacher, but it can and will enhance that teacher's abilities.